I shall start streaming. Hello, YouTube.
Hello, tubes.
How's things, peoples?
Yeah, how's everyone's week's goings?
Pretty as wells.
GG.
That's cool.
Just great.
Find this and press play and...
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, hey, slow down. Hey, whoa.
Rhythm bot is going crazy.
That's what he does. I gotta turn that shit down.
So atmospheric.
I hope so. Okay. So for the benefit of Drewby, who arrived late, and for anyone paying attention to this sort of bullshit in YouTube chat, we just got done talking about Shale's crossbow. And, you know, a crossbow shouldn't turn you into a laser shooting death robot, but if your DM isn't going to force you to adhere to the laws of physics or the rules of the game, then it makes sense to do exactly what Shale did, which is to use your best attack every round and wonder why everyone else doesn't just buy a crossbow. That's my bad. Turns out a crossbow is supposed to take you 3 rounds to reload between shots, so it's like, yeah, you don't...
And that's like in the official rule book.
Yeah, well, in my defense, it's in the fine...
rule book, it actually has a crossbow.
It does, yes. It's in the fine print under the the weapons table on like 1 page out of 300. So you know.
I'm gonna ask you, is it actually fine print or is it in bold right underneath? Crossbow is not that good.
It's not bold. It's like an asterisk footnote type dealy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I meant more like the examples of weaponry for firearms were like pistol, shotgun, crossbow.
Yeah. No, it's in there.
And crossbow had a specific note that like this fucker takes a long time to reload because it really kicks ass.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. my bad. Oh, geez, the crossbow wasn't supposed to be that strong? No way, says Smoothie Cold sarcastically. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It's a really really good weapon. I think it's supposed to be something where, you know, you're smacking people with your axe and you're casting your spells, and then one of them's trying to run away, and you take a shot with old reliable to make it happen.
Well, that actually,
I'm sure it changes some things.
so-
what it changes is my. I'm gonna actually learn. There was a spell I was looking at getting as a rote, but I wasn't sure. But I'm going to now.
Yeah, take some rotes, absolutely.
Actually, I need to take it back. I'm actually looking at the chart now, because I thought this was funny before. I still think it's funny. This ranged weapons chart, it has a revolver, a pistol, a rifle, an SMG, an assault rifle, a shotgun, and a crossbow. Everything else is like, you know, gunpowder.
Everything else is shoot 100 bullets and then spend 1 turn at loading a new clip.
Right, yeah. And then there's crossbow, in case you have someone from the Middle Ages in your group.
Or Daryl.
Or Daryl. But I think this chart was from before The Walking Dead. But
So is Angrist still dead? Now we'll retcon that. I think he should be alive. I think that's fair.
he'll be alive in 3 rounds.
Shale didn't kill him, though, so...
All right,
Yeah,
so
I just shot him in the neck.
who wants to... Not a whole lot happened last time. It's an easy 1 XP.
I'll
Anyone?
recap.
Okay.
So we were outside Paradigm Solutions with Sodom. He just arrived in his car. He was looking for us. And then this terrible vampire monster with 12 heads and 14 arms crawls out from under his car and attacks us. And we fight it forever. And Shale shoots it 900 times with his crossbow.
It's 5. He shot it 5 times.
Okay. And
But they were awesome shots.
they were awesome shots.
I
Sort of
did.
kited around the street.
I
so he
did
doesn't
also
really-
hit it with my thing.
The glaive, yes.
Yeah, the
And
glaive,
then
the glaive of
And
power.
he started sucking on you.
Yeah, then he started sucking on me
And
in an unpleasant way. Wait, it was
I
actually very
convinced-
pleasant.
I
Sorry,
loved it.
Yeah, you did enjoy it.
I'm stepping all over your story.
And I convinced the vampire that my blood was more delicious and then ran far away.
Look at me! I taste like bacon!
And he slowly crawled toward me, and we managed to finish him off before he did too much more damage. I don't think Sodom's doing too well, and Drew's fine. Don't worry about Drew. And then,
yeah, Drew took a little damage, I think.
Yes.
And then what's his face? Why can't it? Augustus came in the form of Fluke, and we started attacking him like crazy, and he seemed slightly confused and also slightly annoyed. But
Drew,
not
your
really,
keyboard is kind of killing it.
not really
sorry.
damaged too much. And then he grabs the vampire corpse and poofs out of there. And we're sort of just standing there going, what?
Yeah, so yes, Augustus showed up at the end, and he had you all frozen, which was why he was confused when Drewby stabbed him in the back with a glaive. And then you all started shooting him and casting spells at him, and he looked like he might have, had like a cool monologue planned, but was confused as to why you were all shooting him and gave up and left. Okay, well done on the recap. It's a bonus XP for Norlin.
Thank you.
That's how we know he's the bad guy, because he was monologuing.
He would have monologued, but you didn't let him. Well done. You interrupted his monologue. And at the very end there, the Merovingian walked across the street to... Hey, Drew, you're not on roll 20.
Yeah,
I am actually there. Hold on.
Walked across the street.
there we are.
Albacore walked across the street to Rubber Nun's Cupcake Shack and bought himself... what kind of cupcake? I don't remember. It's super important.
I think it was. I thought it was like strawberry shortcake with
Okay.
chocolate frosting
All right.
and a
Okay.
sparkler in the top.
All right. Let me find the strawberry chocolate cupcake with a sparkler on my loot table, and okay, you don't die.
Yes.
It's not poison.
Cool. And then at the very end, after the cupcake, Echo stuck her face out of the front of Paradigm Solutions and said, "Was that Augustus?" And you were like, "Yup." And she seemed to think that was a bad thing. She invited you all in. And presumably you follow and enter Paradigm Solutions. But some of you are wounded, so who needs some healing?
I do.
Not me. I'm
Drew
awesome.
does.
I have 4 lethal damages.
You want me to
Wow.
fix that?
And I have a couple of fairly significant holes in my neck.
That's 2 of the 4 lethal wounds, yeah.
I walk over and stick my finger in one of the holes.
That's
All
my
right.
butt.
Yeah, but
I'm not Stu. I know the difference.
Oh, no.
Hey, Stu.
No. For God's sake, no.
So, you gonna roll for a heal then, or?
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to heal you, Drew? Is that what we're talking about?
No, I'd like to just continue bleeding.
Okay.
Fine.
All right,
Alright.
fine. I don't
problem.
remember what medicine does. Can medicine turn lethals into bashings or something?
No, I think it can have the healing time of a lethal wound, though.
All right, so I will roll to, heal Drew. I will use my healing hearts, which is medicine and life.
You have that as a road, don't you?
2, yeah. And 10. I get to roll 10 dice to heal you, Drew.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, so healing, you roll Dex or Int
One
plus medicine plus any equipment you've got. You have to get successes greater than or equal to the number of wounds, and then you can heal 1 bashing wound per day. Doing that.
Yeah. Thank God I put
What about lethal
points
wounds?
into that.
Mine heals 1 lethal or bashing. I healed you 1, Drew.
Hey!
Okay. Thanks,
All right.
everybody. Mostly Yoder.
You
It's
got any
good!
bashings? You got any bashings? I can make them take half a day instead of a whole day.
I've got bashing and healing 15 minutes.
Yeah. So
Okay, I
7
can make
minutes.
it take 7.5 minutes instead of 15.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I could cast emotional urging on you and make you feel better about your lethal wounds.
I'm just gonna stick
I
my
already
I'm
feel
just
bad.
gonna stick my finger in the other hole.
Well, you know, if you ever end up with a guy, if you ever end up separated from Yoder, and you need some form of healing, it's good to know how to use the medicine pack in your backpack.
True.
All right.
So I do have a question.
Okay.
How do I get willpower back?
Sleep.
Well, I think there's a note about that on your character sheet. No, sleep isn't good enough.
Full
You have
night
to
of
like
rest.
complete a.
Sleep is good enough. So,
Significant goal.
sorry. If you mouse over the spend 1 willpower section there's some notes on how to regain willpower. And yes, full night of rest is worth 1 point. You achieve a significant goal, like both finally paying off, and you get 1 point.
Yeah.
Or I can give you 1 point at my discretion. Just be like, fuck it, have a point. Yeah, good one. Which I never do. I should do that.
I see.
That's for returning willpower. Yeah.
Yes.
You don't do that a lot. I've been out of willpower, except my oath helped me bring that back.
I will try and do a better job of suggesting when people should regain willpower, because look at that, Liu's all out.
Oh yeah.
I got 3 left.
Let's see.
It's cool. I feel like maybe Echo Scarlatti will give us something that maybe makes us get willpower back or something.
Well, at this point, though, having just beaten the giant lake monster and confronted Adustus again, you know what? That's a significant enough goal that if you've spent any willpower, go ahead and regain 1,
Hooray.
which should speak to many of you.
Okay, we're getting it back for what? Huh?
Beating Lake Monster.
You beat the
Oh
lake
yeah,
monster.
I'm taking 1. Yay!
All right. I'm getting some echo. Getting some echo.
I heard an echo from myself, but it wasn't.
Scarlatti.
Who is it? Okay, I don't hear an echo anymore. Good job, everyone, not echoing.
I heard an echo of myself, but now I'm not
Good
seeing
job,
anything either.
everybody.
Good job, not echoing. All right, so you enter Paradigm Solutions. People pass around a little bit of healing, and you notice that there's a new face in the room.
Just
And
a
it's-
face?
Is
Yeah,
there
it's
a
just
body
there's
floating
a face floating in the middle of
Jesus Christ.
it's Echo Scarlatti introduces this person as a member of the Free Council, and apparently he's a member of a cabal named the Fifth Third, led by somebody named Antebellum.
Okay.
You don't see Antebellum anywhere, but you do see this person whose name is Marduk. He's got a patchwork face. It looks like different skin tones cobbled together, like a Frankenstein, except it's all healed. He's not full of stitches or anything. And he keeps scratching at the bottom of his neck, where, peeking out from his shirt, you can see what looks like tiny divots taken out of his skin, clustered together and lined up like a honeycomb effect.
Sounds gross.
It looks gross, but nobody seems too concerned about it, so you don't gather that it's a new development. Apparently it's just something this guy's got going on. And he, you gather that he has returned from Sudbury, along with probably a number of other people, having done some work up there. And he was in the process of debriefing, and Echo was asking him all kinds of questions, and now that you're here, she will... You know, they were distracted briefly and came downstairs to watch while you were fighting with the lake monster.
They just stood there and watched what we fought.
Hey, look, we arrived at the very end here, and then you looked like you had things under control, I guess, so...
Oh, okay. So were you here when we were frozen in place?
Well, we were frozen in place, too.
Were you? You were frozen in place.
Well, shit.
Well, yeah, dick stick, we were frozen in place. We couldn't move.
Big stick.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking.
What's with that guy's neck?
Wow, coming in hot with that one.
Marduk just eyes you suspiciously and scratches absently at his honeycomb patch and refuses to answer. And everyone else looks embarrassed.
Sure.
But
I would like to basically eye the Merovingian like, Jesus, man, I didn't even say that.
I think he's got some kind of like mage STD.
Okay.
five thirds sounds
don't
like
have sex with this guy. Refrain yourself.
hold off on the sex just for a little while. Jade Feather suggests that 5/3 sounds like a progressive group trying to make up for slavery. That's yeah. Am I cutting in and out?
I mean, a little bit.
Ah, Jesus.
It's more like a crackling this time than cutting out, though.
Oh, well, that's much better.
Well, before you would cut out for like words, but now it's not that like that.
Let me see. Is it Discord screwing around?
I give it the 5/3. Your vote used to only cost 3/5, but now it costs 5/3.
Yeah.
It's worth more.
Yeah.
Almost 2 votes worth.
All right. Well, I hope it's not too bad. I will try to speak without crackling so much.
We'll be sure to point it out and embarrass you whenever it happens.
Yeah, just let me know if I'm crackling all a bunch. You know, I'll do
Okay.
I'll do what I can to stop crackling so much.
Good.
You're cutting out a bit every now and then, which is weird because usually if we watch on YouTube, we don't hear that. Yeah, that's really bad.
Well, let's stop obsessing about it and continue forward.
We should, yes, but I at the same time don't want to be unheard.
It's funny because you started talking in a meter that's kind of like halting,
Uh-huh.
which makes it sound a little like your voice is dropping.
All right. Well, I turned down the noise gate in Reaper, and now it should not cut me off when I get quiet. We'll see if it sounds any better. Am I still doing it? Okay. Let's just move on with life, and let me know if it sounds bad. So Augustus is gone. Marduk is here, and he is being interrogated by Echo and the other mages in the area. You can ask him any questions you want about Sudbury and the surroundings. Is there anything you want to ask him?
Sudbury.
What? Okay. Well, there were.
Did you see that hill with all the tombstones on it? And the freaky tree?
Yes.
Did you get the bucket out of the well?
Did you see
Bucket
the
out
well?
of the bucket. Well, I didn't go up the hill, but
Well, what good are you?
Well, not a whole lot, I guess, if that's your only question. But I mean, there were tens of thousands of undead wandering through the woods around the hill, and it took several days to clean them all up.
So wait. He didn't go up the hill?
He personally did not know, but some people did.
Okay.
How many people made it back versus how many people left?
Well, at least one guy died, and Marduk looks unhappy about it, and everyone else is quizzical. Apparently, a relatively powerful Madison-based adamantine arrow mage named Schmied was killed during the battle. And Valley High pipes up with, "So who gets his stuff?"
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, insensitive.
Yeah. Valley High, inappropriate, Echo says. But Schmied's been around for a long time, and his sanctum here in Madison is rumored to have contained wealth and knowledge and maybe a bunch of artifacts, but nobody really knows how to get there. Schmied did not come back from Sudbury, so I mean, now might be the time to go and try to do some plundering before any of his friends realize he's dead. Although he was old and he had cabal mates, but no friends anyone here seems to be aware of. So.
Okay. How the hell would we even begin to plunder? We don't
Sounds like
have anything.
You don't know anything. That's true.
I'm looking through my fate magic and thinking, how can I fuck with this?
Ooh, find the horde.
Yeah.
Find the hidden horde, Drew. Just cast it.
Just wander down the street casting it and pillaging whatever I find.
Frankly, I'm surprised you haven't been.
Well, so Marduk says that there were mages there from Madison and Chicago and Detroit and Toronto and Montreal, but the local mages from Sudbury were fucking useless, and they mostly just hung out getting drunk and high.
Were they getting drunk on vampire blood?
You know they were.
Some of them may have been, yeah. Do you...
I'm still concerned about the whole being drunk on vampire blood thing.
And Marduk turns and looks at you and raises an eyebrow and says, "Hold on a minute. How do you know about the hill?"
Oh, to us in general?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm going to let Ender handle that since he brought it up.
We went there and maybe caused some zombies.
We may have woken it up a little bit.
It could have happened anyway. We don't know.
Listen, let's back up. It wasn't us. We were with the girl who just attacked us in the form of Adustus took her form. We followed her, who was following Adustus. We got all manner of fucked up there. I couldn't see myself in a mirror. The world, dogs and cats living together. It was terrible.
But you made it out, apparently.
For some reason.
But we did make it out. We're badass motherfuckers. What can I say?
How long have you been mages?
I don't know. What day is today?
Like a week.
3 days? 5 days?
He looks, completely thunderstruck. And you recall this getting this reaction from like Sodom and Valley High earlier too. You were effectively in the eye of the storm up there, and Marduk assumes you must have been sprinting down the mountain just ahead of like a tsunami of reanimated buttholes.
No, we just kind of snuck around and they didn't even bother us.
We were sprinting, but
there were
not away from anything.
There were animated bear parts, and some of them may have had buttholes. It sounds like you got out of there just in time.
Yeah.
Well, one other thing that I heard was that Adustus left a declaration behind on the mountain, and it's possible he didn't expect anyone to find it, but it's clear that he believes in like an old school type of magic where declaring your intentions to reality at large can give your plans the weight of prophecy, because that is exactly what he did. And regardless, now we know an awful lot about what happened up there and what his plans are. The Guardians of the Veil probably have it under lock and key in Chicago by now, but I got the gist of it through the grapevine.
Okay, what's his deal?
Well, I gather that the situation on the mountain was bad before he arrived. Is that true?
It kind of got bad while we were there.
Well, I mean, they were like sacrificing people for thousands of years. So
there was bad stuff going on there.
I guess, sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like it was more or less a sort of a boiling volcano of broken magic, and that was a result of an incomplete process, which was this major ritual involving hundreds of thousands of human sacrifices that got interrupted some time ago. And it sounds like Adustus traveled up there explicitly to cap it off, and he reaped an enormous amount of power in the process. And he uses some terminology you're not familiar with. He says that he sealed an omen, and you get the impression that that's a vital component in becoming an archmage. But as a possibly unintended side effect, he actually improved things immensely in the region, because there's no longer a volcano of death magic uncontrollably flooding down the mountainside and wreaking havoc. It occurs to you that maybe things will calm down a little bit in Sudbury now.
Well, that's good.
But his little declaration, his document, says that his plan is, and he's more or less swearing an oath, which is something you're familiar with, Drew.
Yeah.
So now that he's an archmage, the exarchs who you maybe don't know who they are, but they hate archmages. And so he's planning to assassinate one and use its... Well, he goes into a whole bunch of detail that you don't understand, but he outlines what Adustus's plans are. Your understanding halts at the word exarch, so if you have questions, you should ask them.
What?
What's an exarch? Do I need to Google that?
Well, Valley High takes you to the side and explains that the exarchs are more or less the bad guys. They're the ones that broke the whole world in half. They built that ladder up to the supernal world, and they're the reason the magic doesn't really exist in the world anymore, and they broke everything. They ruined the world.
Those bitches.
Yeah, and they climbed their ladder up into the supernal world, and they don't want anybody following them. So anyone who figures out a way to do it is on their hit list. And weirdly enough, it sounds like Adustus wants to kill them, or try to.
That doesn't sound altogether bad.
No, I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, but what's his purpose for wanting to kill them? I have a feeling there's something more involved.
Well,
obviously,
Yeah, probably.
That's not a question. I'm asking you.
yeah, whatever detail Marduk gleaned through the grapevine about this declaration, it apparently didn't include that information. But
So is he not a bad guy?
well, he's a bad guy.
Well, in the immediate, he hasn't been good.
Really? What has he done against
What has
me?
he done for me?
What has he done against me? What has he done to wrong me?
Bare parts. Drew.
Bare parts.
He did kidnap your friend,
Which friend?
Alex.
I think you guys liked her better than me.
We did like her better than you.
She also liked them better than you.
Well, that makes sense. I probably tried to sleep with her several hundred times.
Well, so what you know about Adustus now is he has apparently abandoned Allison's body up there in the Death Cult's hideout, and he now inhabits Fluke's body instead.
We should go get her.
Did
Or
you
do we-
guys see
did
any
you say she died?
bodies up there?
Well, I made reference to her body. You don't know whether she's alive or not. It seems unlikely, but and now you also know that Adustus went up there because he knew that Death Cult shit was happening, and he wanted to complete some sort of process and reap the benefits. Stu is right there with you. Hey, what's up?
Hey, I need you to do something.
Uh-huh.
Have you been to Sudbury?
Yeah, man. You were in the cabin up there. Yeah, no, I was
Where we
following you the
first
whole time.
found him.
Yeah, right. That's true. You were there. All right, I need you to go back there and see if our friend is alive, or just see find her alive or dead, and let us know. Because one way or another, we should probably at least get her body if she's not alive.
Have him go the fast way.
Oh man,
Yes.
do you want me to walk again? That was fun.
No. Take your
Oh,
spirit
all right.
little self, go through, the fastest way possible.
So you're watching Stu. He says, "No problem, boss," and he sprints out the front of the building and dives into. It looks like he dives straight into Sodom's car, and you hear what sounds like an engine starting, and then you see what looks like a ghostly car driving away, leaving the physical car behind.
Interesting.
Nice.
And he is gone.
Okay, I had a question. for
Yeah.
you.
Seriously, can't be. Whatever.
Can you think of any reason that that Justice would want like a vampire multi-headed corpse? How does that involve in his plans?
I can't think of any reason.
Oh, the why Adustus was interested in the lake monster?
Yeah.
He had a bear part monster attack us. He's a weirdo, all right? Now, that said, he's a weirdo who, I mean, aside from being kind of bemused by us, he had a mission in mind, and we possibly were going to screw that up, so he sent some bear parts against us. So be it. You know, I don't hold that against the guy.
Well,
We're gonna.
you send him after Fluke, I think.
Well, see, then maybe Fluke's the bad one.
So the question though is why is he interested in the lake monster and the vampires?
Do Echo or this guy or anybody know?
Echo looks thoughtful. She says, "What do you know about that vampire you were fighting outside? Do you know where it came from?"
The lake.
The lake
came from a layer of vampires underneath the city.
Okay, so somebody told you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we know about that.
Yeah, okay, well, that's actually pretty bad if Augustus knows about that now. Because...
You guys aren't really all that secretive about it. Yeah. You don't know us from Adam, and you told us that shit.
We didn't tell you, but it's not like it's hideable. Like, people dig to that layer when they're opening up a basement. I mean, it and then vampires come jumping out and kill everybody, and it's a couple days worth of cleanup. It's sort of an omnipresent problem in Madison.
How the hell is this city expanded at all? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's a limit to how deep you can dig your basements.
That's true. They say there's a really high water table because it's between the two lakes, and they just say they can't be that deep.
Yeah, quote unquote water table.
Shit, I guess I'm not putting a panic room in when I build here.
Whenever somebody digs past that limit, they're expecting, well, maybe we'll get some seepage. Yeah. Seepage.
Or vampires.
Seepage from your neck.
Vampire seepage. Oh, neck seepage.
Let me tell you, it's pretty okay.
Yeah, so also, he got bit. Do we have to worry about him?
No, we don't.
No.
He has to eat the vampire blood.
What about the fact that I did drink some vampire blood while I was in Canada?
It's probably the same vampire.
I don't think it's the same vampire.
It's probably worn off by now.
Well,
but
I don't know.
Based on what we know now about Augustus's plans, he's going to try and attract the attention of the Exarchs so that he can kill one or more of them. So at this point, anything he can do to attract their attention is a good thing. He's probably just wandering around looking for opportunities to fuck shit up. For example, causing an eruption of vampires from beneath this magma plume under Madison. That would be a great way to attract some attention.
Sure.
So it's pretty bad, him knowing about that.
So, wait a minute. He's here. He knows about that. He knows there's a whole bunch. What's to stop him from just going all oil well on this shit?
Not a whole lot. So I guess at this point, I'm praying that he doesn't figure out where those vampires came from.
So how do I become a vampire again so I'm not on the wrong side of this fight?
Valley High pulls you aside again, and you don't really want to become a vampire, right?
Fuck you.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, okay.
No, I don't want to become a goddamn vampire. You sons of bitches aren't very funny.
Oh, it was a joke. I get it. He puts the wooden crucifix back in his jacket. Well, okay. Let me rewind things a little bit and look at my notes here. So there's a few different plot threads now. There's Augustus, and you might be able to track him somehow, but recall that Fluke spent weeks tracking him to her frustration and was not really having much success.
I have a question. Is it absolutely impossible for me to cast a spell that's like one beyond my current capacity?
Well, I mean, all spells, everything in the book is just a suggestion, So
I know, but there's a specific spell I really want to cast, but it's Fate 4 and I have Fate 3.
What's the spell?
Well, it's Gift of Fortune, and I was going to use it to get Fluke's shoe back so we could track Fluke, but fuck Fluke, I don't care anymore. I do want her shoe back, I really do, because if Augustus has her, then that would be helpful. But now that there's a dead mage who had a really good place with lots of loot, I want to use that to get some item of his so we can scry back to where the hell he's from. But
Drew, why don't you give me an intelligence plus composure roll?
Okay, that sounds great. I'm pretty dumb, so this is going to be great.
Our first roll of the night.
No, it's the second roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got healed with the first one.
Hey, 3 successes.
Wow.
I don't remember if it was you or Albacore, but you remember, I guess it was probably Albacore, but you remember when you were trundling down the mountain up in Sudbury, and you arrived back at Yoder's truck. There were 2 coins sitting on the hood of the truck. And you've never done a particularly thorough examination. You did at the time, Albacore recognized one of them because it had been in his mouth.
Okay.
I gave it to somebody.
I don't remember who's got it.
I have one of them. I gave the other one to somebody.
I don't have it.
Well, yeah, so one of them was an iron coin with the symbol of a winged hourglass on one face, and the other side was blank. And the other coin was the one that Albacore had in his mouth. It was an old-fashioned Susan B. Anthony.
Okay.
And that was the one that Fluke was flipping around and doing tricks with in the Bayshore apartments.
Okay, so we have something from Fluke.
You do.
So I don't need this spell for her shoe.
Right.
Okay. Because this probably means more to her than her kids.
You're almost assuredly right about that, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well then,
plot thread number 1 here is Adustus. Plot thread number 2 is Echo. I mean, you did complete a mission for her, and she might like to talk to you about how that went. Plot thread number 3 is what Marduk said about Schmied and his sanctuary.
So remember when we
go after? I need 4 more XP, and then I can go for Schmied.
There's got to be some way we could. I mean, I know when we made the Hallow, which is a Sanctum, it's a merit. So I don't know if there's a spell that's involved in all that. I'm just trying to think of.
What are you trying to figure out?
I don't know if there's just something we can use to detect or whatever that would help detect. I mean,
We should talk to Echo first because she's right here,
and
we should collect the bounty on whatever debacle we caused over there.
What kind of bounty would they give us?
I don't fucking know. Maybe they should teach us spells. I didn't have ability to learn spells last time we were here, so I kind of want to learn some stuff.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Come on up to my office and let's talk that through.
Sorry, I kind of forced the issue there, everybody.
We're used to it. It's fine.
Echo invites you upstairs to what is it? The 8th floor, I think, is where she's got her office.
God damn it!
She walks straight to the elevator.
Of course she does.
Bing. And what's his name? Steven or Stewart or whatever the hell his name was. Well, hey guys! Oh my God, I'm getting a really loud echo from somebody. I was all like, "Hey guys!" Yeah, that's Liev again.
Shale. Oh, it's Shale on mine.
No, it's Liev. Shale cleared his throat.
Oh, of course he did.
All right, so she pops into the elevator with Franklin or whatever the hell his name is, and turns around and waits expectantly for the rest of you.
I get on the elevator.
I get in.
Yeah, mostly I'm waiting to hear from Drew.
I'm not a pussy.
I believe in elevators.
You getting on, pussy whistle?
Hold on. I'm thinking of something here. Are any of you guys mind mages?
I am. Mind 4, baby.
Oh shit.
Okay. I need you.
Okay, I cast
emotional urging.
Emotional urging on Drew.
Okay. Let's see here. Emotional urging. Do you have it as a rote?
I do not.
Okay, it's just Gnosis plus mind then.
I would like you to keep. I wanted you to cast Sleep of the Just and just knock me out.
Actually, I checked because I wanted to make sure. Sleep with
If only I
adjust
was-
only works on
only-
myself.
Once I get
can't
life
make
5,
other
I can
people sleep.
make you my minion.
No, don't do that. I was admittedly looking at beast control, manipulate his simple mind.
That's fair.
So 1 success on emotional urging. He is a willing target from the sound of things.
Okay. Hold on.
Somebody's doing something. Spoobity boobity boo. All right, so presumably Norlin was about to urge your emotions in some way. What do you think would be useful? Make you just...
Get on the dang elevator.
That's not an emotion.
Just calm me. Just calm me. Sedate
Calm.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Make me feel calm.
He calms you. All right, 1 success is enough.
So we're doing the 18 BA Brachus thing? To get
Yes.
BA on the plane?
Yes.
On the chopper?
That is exactly what. That's what has to happen.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to bring some milk next
All right, come on, big guy. Sun's getting real low. So you get on the elevator,
Watch all the movies.
and Echo cannot believe the production going on here. She's very confused. But
That's fair.
yeah, ding! You arrive on the 8th floor finally, and walk around the long ass hallway around the perimeter of the building and into her office. Let me remind myself what is in her office. There's a number of things.
A TV screen.
Yep, there's an HDTV mounted to the ceiling.
There's a replica of the Sputnik painting.
There's a replica of the glorification of the Eucharist, which looks kind of like Sputnik. There's a mirror. There's a scrap of metal on her desk. There is I think, the head of a statue, and she's got a fancy iPad. And those are the interesting artifacts in her office. And she sits down behind her desk and says, "How did it go?"
We took care of it.
All right, you can leave. No, she says, so the cadavers, you tracked down all of the remaining ones, you destroyed them, and you burned them.
Well, about that.
As far as we know.
That's not true.
All of those
Bullshit.
things happened.
We
That's-
did have a bit of a trouble with some kind of vampire shadow beastie things. But we blew them
also-
up. And
No.
so here's an arm. Check this out.
No, we don't
The
have
arm,
the arm. I thought we lost all of it.
the arm is smoldering on Philippa's front lawn.
Oh, damn it.
But you did take 2 limbs, I think, so maybe you've got an extra you can show Echo.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
See, if I pull on this tendon here, the finger.
You make it flip her off. Okay, yes, that looks familiar. It's exactly what you were describing. It's the vampire stratum. But it sounds like, anyway, you did what I asked, which, thank you very much.
We attempted.
And that was, that was sort of the your entry exam, and we're hiring, and anyone who wants to join the free council. You've proven yourselves pretty competent here. And so Norland's in because he knows that this is the order that's all about integrating magic and technology. That's what he's into. And she smiles at you and says, "Oh well, all right. Well, first of all, there's a hallow on the first floor. It's through the elevator doors on the other side of the lobby. There's 2 sets of elevator doors, and there's a hallow in there." And you get an office. If you want an office, you can have an office, and there's a magic internet connection.
All right.
Magic internet.
I'll
just
take
kidding.
everything.
It's normal internet. You do get access to the free council intranet though, and there's a lot of interesting recipes in there.
Tell me about these damn mindless golem things around the building.
The dummies.
The dummies?
Yeah, there's just a few mannequins sprinkled around to fool anyone looking in the windows.
No. They move.
Magic.
So you just
You
have
do jazz
animated
hands and
mannequins
shit?
around?
No, some of the cubes have just mannequins in them. Just
But you can't get to the cubes unless you go up the freaky stairs of the devil elevator.
She looks lost. She's completely confused by this conversation right now.
My God.
Why wouldn't you want animated mannequins in all your cubes? That's awesome.
I want to burn this building to the ground.
So I have a question. Kind of new at this whole mage thing. Can you tell me, like, what's the, like, socially, can I join all the orders?
Can you have like 4 full-time jobs?
Yeah, it's really possible. I mean, there's nothing restricting you from hanging out with someone in another order, but I don't think you can really join multiple orders yourself.
Can I get some mana as a signing bonus for joining the order?
What if I wear, like, glasses at one order and no glasses at the other one?
It's up to you if you think you can pull off the seeing two women kind of, you know.
I definitely can't do that.
Is she sitting right next to you?
Glasses.
Hey, just like knock on your desk once if she's sitting next to you.
You think she would fucking sit here through this?
I don't know.
She loves these. No, you can't join 2 orders, but you could try and pull the wool over their eyes and be a member of multiple orders. But it's not quite like having 2 full-time jobs. I mean, they're not going to give you 40 hours of work per week, but you know, there is an expectation that you will be available to help when your order needs you, and B, your goals align with the order you choose to some extent.
I see. All right, then the Merovingian just kind of stands there,
looking all badass and bored. Okay.
And looking at that big globe in the corner.
The globe, yes. Okay, so sounds like just Ender wants to join the Free Council.
For the moment. I mean, I appreciate the offer. I need to do some more fact-finding first.
But I understand. Explore your options. Just know that there's magic internet waiting for you when you get back.
You told us that was bullshit.
Oh, did I say that? Damn.
2 minutes ago. I mean, really.
Is it Comcast?
What do they use in Madison?
Charter, Spectrum.
Oh dear.
It's just as bad as Comcast.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
Less.
Well, she asks what it is you're planning on doing next.
I have books I want to read.
Oh. That's okay. Let's talk about what maybe do you guys want to take a day and get some rest and do some reading and prepare some mana flasks and set up your office here in the Free Council building and whatever other prep you intend to do, or you want to just dive into the next scene here?
Let's do that.
I want to go to the adamantine arrow people, and I want to meet them.
Okay. Well,
I don't really care about that. I'll just go back to the camera and read.
We've met now. What were the other things?
So Echo tells you that there are mages filtering back into Madison now that the Sudbury thing has passed. Many of those coming back are loosely affiliated with the Adamantine Arrow. And they're like the warrior caste kind of the mage universe. And she tells you that they have a dojo where they hang out. There's a sort of there's like a martial arts plaza. It's a strip mall with several martial arts places in it, and that's where you'll find a lot of Adamantine Arrow.
There's also a Sparrow.
A Sbarro, yes. There were a few Mysterium mages that went up to Sudbury as well, but most either stayed here in Madison because they're useless in a fight, like Philippa, or stayed in Sudbury rather than coming straight back down because they want to study and explore things up there. So the Mysterium situation hasn't really changed too much in the last 24 hours. The remainder of the people who are now are Free Council, who are Paradigm Solutions people, or the Silver Ladder, who are well, they're all arrogant UW-Madison faculty, and they the Silver Ladder kind of sees themselves as the ones who codify magic. They're the ones who come up with all the rules that everybody else has to follow. And the Guardians of the Veil are the sort of police force, and while they do tend to gravitate toward Chicago here in the Midwest, there is a small contingent in Madison that is based in the local police department, and they're kind of, I think I may have said this already, they're sort of like the police of the mage world.
Hey, what's his name? The cop. Was he that?
What's his name? The cop.
Shit.
Eddie Valiant.
Eddie Valiant.
No, well, his business card says he's a private eye. But you definitely did not get the impression. I mean, based on the way he talked about mage society and its disdain for committing crimes, you know, he doesn't seem to think too highly of the Guardians of the Veil. In fact, you doubt whether he is affiliated with any order.
I want to find him then.
That's another plot.
You just cut out a little bit.
Oh shit! All I said was that's another plot thread. Strider, aka Eddie Valiant.
Yeah.
So there's Marduk here at the Free Council building, along with Echo and Valley High and Sodom. You've met Marduk now. You don't know what's up with his neck. He told you about a Madison-based arrow mage named Schmied who died. And then there's also Adusta to worry about. There's a bunch of other orders you could maybe investigate and talk to now that people are coming back to town. And then there's the whole Adusta situation is kind of the main thing. But you tell me what you want to do next.
You guys start, and I'll tag along with one of you, since I apparently bullied us into this.
I want to set up my office and check out the
magic internet.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm not going with him. I'm gonna put these pictures of my children up on the wall.
I don't have children.
God, this is a fantasy for you, isn't it?
Oh.
The statue the statue head on the bookcase near the wall burps.
What was that?
Don't worry about that.
I'm a little worried about that.
I am not worried at all.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Echo ushers you out of her office. Okay, so you guys are gonna take the rest of the day to rest and do things, or what's your plan?
Yeah.
Okay, so
that sounds good.
So we've heard from Ender, who wants to set up his office and get his laptop situated and figure out what's on the intranet. And what you find there is a small, kind of frankly pitiful collection of, rotes and a few pieces of magical lore that you didn't already have in your head. But then, more importantly, much more importantly, there's a bunch of APKs to install on your phone, apps that do interesting things.
Mage Tinder.
Interesting mage things. Mage Tinder and Mage Bumble and,
Can I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any apps that let me track mines that are around me? Sort of get a ping or something when there's a bunch of squirrels around that I might be able to get to attack something.
You could probably either, so you download all the apps onto your phone or what? Because you can experiment with them and see what they do, and it's possible that one of them will do something along those lines. If not, you're a programmer. You could write an app
All right.
you could write a purposeful AI and inject it into your phone, and I think that's well within your reach.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else have any plans? Things they want to do? Merovingian books.
Yes, books.
Do you want to go back?
I want to wander on down to the grease mobile and just set up shop and start reading.
Okay.
You should harvest. I mean, well, is there any mana? There's probably mana crystals in there down too.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I would assume.
You guys don't hear it, but somebody just used bits to play the. You know I'm a fucking ninja, right? Sound alert thing in Twitch.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Jethro.
20 you, Drewby. Okay, so I've moved Ender's green bubble toward Paradigm Solutions because he's hanging out in there. And the Merovingian's pink bubble is on the Sodom's inside of Paradigm Solutions. So anything else any of you guys want to do? Merovingian, you're reading about you got those books from Philippa about mana and so forth and tasks?
That's right.
Okay, so you're reading through those and you're going to investigate the mana potion situation and possibilities.
Correct.
Is that okay?
Yep.
And Judy is sleeping under Sodom's car.
Why am I sleeping under? No, that's where the fucking.
It's smelly under there.
I want to find somebody that can teach me some rotes.
Okay.
Them around here. I don't know. There's got to be somebody around here.
You're looking for life and spirit, right? Mainly, or
particularly life. Yeah.
Let me see who we've got.
Who's? I need Fate and Time.
Fate and Time. You're sort of stuck with Echo, but Valley High knows life and spirit.
Okay, I'm gonna go hang out with Valley High then for a little bit and learn a spell.
Okay. Stu taps you on the shoulder.
Oh. What's up, Stu?
I'm back.
Nice.
How'd it go?
It went fine. Here,
Wait.
I'll go for you.
Yeah, that's more important.
What was I supposed to look for again?
Oh Jesus Christ! I gotta get more drink.
The body of our friend.
Oh yeah, no, I found that. There's a body.
Was she alive, or was
Is
it
it
just
okay?
a body?
He doesn't want to commit. I don't think she. I don't think she was alive.
Did you like? Okay.
Put your
probably
finger in her butt.
She was lying under a really big rock. I didn't want to get too close because there was blood everywhere. It made me kind of feel a little gross.
Okay. All right. Well, was there anybody else? Were any of the other mages around there? Were there people around or anything like that?
Oh yeah, there's guys all over the mountain sniffing around.
Did anyone else, like, notice that she was under this rock?
I don't think any of them have really been that far into the mountain yet. They've been to the top and they're starting to look around the entrance and stuff, but they haven't been as far in as you guys went even.
All right. Well, that's enough info for now. We'll figure out what we're gonna do with it. So, yeah, that's all.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Stu. I'll call you later.
No problem. I'll be right here, standing next to you.
Right next to me. Yeah. Okay.
Honey Badger, did you have anything you wanted to do?
I just got back. So what is everyone else doing?
Yoder's learning some rotes from Valley High, and Valley High has got quite a library. You've never seen him cast a spell. He seems extremely private about his magic for one reason or another. But he knows a lot of rotes and he's willing to teach.
I want to go with him.
Okay.
I got shit I got to learn.
Well, he's good with life and spirit. If you want
fuck that. I don't want to go with him.
Okay. Well, you know who else is
go talk to the elevator guy.
No, fuck that.
Good point.
If you want to learn rotes, Echo's your gal.
Is she willing to talk to me?
You'll have to go upstairs and knock on the door and find out.
How did I go downstairs?
Oh, maybe you didn't. If you stayed upstairs, okay, yeah. You stay behind, and Echo is ushering everybody else out of the room, and you interrupt and say, "Hey!"
Hold on. No, I don't say "hey." It's ridiculous.
Sorry, I shouldn't have presumed.
I want to cast Flip of the Coin, which I don't have as a rogue.
Okay.
I want to check the immediate outcome of a simple task, and I wanna check the outcome of me like just grabbing the door while she's trying to usher us out, and look at her and say, "Hey."
Well,
see how that goes.
Like sexy like or
sexy like.
I think he has to roll for that.
I do have to roll for that. It's
yeah, no, you have to roll. So roll Gnosis plus Fate then.
Where the hell is my damn character sheet? Oh, it's on the wrong page. So 3 plus it's a Fate, so that's 3, 6. Yay!
Roll them. Oh my goodness. 3 successes. So, in your mind, you picture holding the door in a sort of a sensual manner and saying, "Hey, hey, you, hey," in a sort of a sensual manner. And you immediately feel queasy.
Okay, so that doesn't work well for me. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell her instead. So I have a feeling that you can teach me a few things about my recently reclaimed abilities.
And do you actually wink, or is it just implied in the tone of your voice?
No, it's implied, I guess, but it wasn't intentional at all.
Okay.
Very matter of factual with her.
I have a feeling. Wink, wink. Okay, so you're
no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, how the hell do you know that this person has the arcanas that we're talking about? I mean, you're telling us.
Oh,
I'm asking.
Okay.
Is that a feeling that we have?
Good question. It's not. So your mage sight allows you to see another mage's nimbus. Mm-hmm. And by now you are getting used to different shapes and sizes and colors and complexions and sort of almost like a material feeling to the various nimbuses you've seen. And you're getting the impression that you can sort of tell a whole lot about which arcana specifically are involved. And you've got a very clear impression from Echo that her nimbus is actually pretty similar to Fluke's, who was in her own right a very powerful time and fate mage. And that is similar to what you're looking at in Echo. So maybe you want to ask instead, are you good with time and fate?
Okay.
In which case she would say, yes, I am.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
That saying the I have a feeling is not the way to go.
Well, it depends what you're trying to get at. If you want to be.
Well, I'm trying to get at that. I have a sense that, because you've blatantly told me that she has things she could teach me.
Yeah. No, it's fair of you to believe that is some form of out of character knowledge, and because I did tell you. But no, you can surmise that with your own character's abilities based on nimbuses. You can tell she's got some mind or some life and spirit going on.
Fate and time.
Fate and time. Sorry, fate and time.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Okay. Well, she says, very astute. Yes, actually. Does this mean you're joining the Free Council?
Oh, Jesus. I don't feel like I'm in a position to join anything. I'm kind of a free spirit, lone wolf, they say.
Well, why don't you give me let's see, with manipulation plus persuasion roll.
Great. Nope, missed the button.
Oh dear. That's manipulation plus persuasion? I thought that was a good roll for you.
I thought it would be too, but manipulation is only one. Composure is where I have all my points.
All right. Echo says...
Subterfuges, I got a shit ton of points in subterfuge. Misdirection and con drops. Persuasion.
Yeah, but not manipulation.
Not manipulation. I got to work on that.
Okay, well, she looks extremely skeptical about your lone wolf diatribe and says, all right, listen, as a gesture of goodwill, I'm not going to leave a fellow mage high and dry. I can teach you a couple of things, but you should look at this as a favor. Members of the same order help each other all the time, but this is me doing you a favor.
Yeah, as was pointed out to me in the chat, you realize an oath I swore broke me free of a spell that apparently was holding you in the lobby of your own building, so that my group could do quite a bit of damage to the guy that we're all after here. So I feel like we're square if you help me out a little.
And she nods. That's clearly not lost on her. That while everyone else, including her, was frozen, you were able to act. And that means something. She's not sure what, but it definitely means something. Why don't you regain a willpower? That's a good point.
Hey.
And yeah, no, she'll teach you rotes. So
cool.
Pick up whatever rotes you need from Time and Fate for the first. Well, she's got more dots than you, but.
Well, I get 3 and 2, so.
So, take whatever you need from dots 3 and 2.
Okay, thank you.
What else? Liuv? You're reading books in the safety of the camper right now?
Yes, and actually I camper and I drive to a local convenience store.
Okay.
Where I purchase as many like reusable drink containers as I can find.
All right. You find like a platter of or a I forget what they're called. Thing. You find a big thing of like 24 crystal geyser water bottles.
That's right. I buy like 10 of them.
You buy 240? No, I mean like a big thing of like 24 bottles for like $3.
Oh shit! I'll take one of those.
Yeah. Okay.
21 of the 24 bottles.
Okay. $3, no problem. And so you've got a lot of bottles to work with now. And they're pre-filled with water. Delicious, clean,
nice.
Crystal Geyser water.
And then when I get back into the grease mobile, I just kind of like dump them all in the most like manorific spot.
All right.
Is there like a glowing thing in there, or kind of it is?
You're looking for the area that's accumulating mana, or what?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. So,
please don't be the toilet.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the number of successes here is the desirability of the location. Oh, 4 successes. All right. That turned out okay. It's not the toilet. It's not the crusty bed. It's a little spot behind the passenger seat.
Okay.
It's close to the door where you go in and out of the RV, actually.
Oh, perfect. Like within arm's reach. Great. Perfect.
Yeah.
So then do I need to cast this on like the water bottles?
Yeah, what you're talking about, I think, is weaving some spells into the water bottles such that if you leave them where there's mana accumulating, they will, suck it up.
Correct.
So it's a spell on the water bottles themselves. And we'll have to do a little bit of thinking to figure out take to enchant one of these bottles. I'm guessing it was like 2 or 3 spells to make this happen. And you'd probably want to cast it as a ritual to give it a really nice long duration, maybe indefinite. So we'll figure out, you know, how many bottles you want to turn into mana potions and how long that takes you offline.
Okay.
But okay, so you want to do that and then just get some rest, or what?
Yeah, I'll drive back to Paradigm Solutions, but I'll park in a sunny spot.
Ah. All right, let's just say for now it takes like 2 hours to really get a solid enchant on one bottle, and with some confidence that it's more or less permanent. So 2 hours equals one bottle. Norlin, you've got a bunch of magic apps installed on your phone, and why don't you roll intelligence plus computers plus gnosis?
Because he's dead.
Uh-oh. You there, Norlin? Uh-oh.
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh. Intelligence.
Rolling 10.
Intelligence. Wow, okay. 10 dice. Yep. 4 successes. Okay. Well, you find one app that is... It does something you don't recognize with the antennas in your phone. But after some work, you recognize that it is kind of scanning the vicinity in, you know, a radius that Bluetooth couldn't manage, but, you know, with with more effectiveness than a wideband signal. It's manipulating your antennas in a way that probably does more or less exactly what you need. But it's not looking for mines, it's looking for materials. But you're pretty sure, you know, you can write some code and change it and stick one of your purposeful AI on here, and the app will track mines instead of materials.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Give me another same roll, and you need to accumulate 5 successes. So we'll see how many rolls it takes.
All right.
Okay, you're done.
Yes.
So it goes really super well, and so specifically you're interested in the sort of lesser mines, like the fish and the bugs and things like that, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you rename the app Lesser Mind Detector and put it on the front page of your phone, and we'll see how effective it is when you try it. But
All right.
you have created an app. Drew, you want to mute yourself while you're typing, or?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, thanks. Anything you want, Yoder?
No, I'm still just...
Okay, you're picking up Rotes from Valley High, and he's less cagey than Echo. He's not going to demand an oath of loyalty or anything along those lines. He'll teach you Rotes.
Yep.
All right, so the group of you spend the rest of the evening learning Rotes, doing research, getting some rest. Do you want to go your separate through the night and meet up again in the next morning, or do you want to make plans now and do something at night, or what do you want to do?
Let's just meet up in the morning. Get some sleep.
Yeah, meet in the morning.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So you meet in the morning, presumably at Mickey's Dairy Bar. Where else, indeed. And you've enchanted so far, let's see here, 2 mana bottles.
Did we get a full night of rest?
Yeah, no, you all got a full night of rest, so regain 1 more willpower and heal some wounds, and yeah, you get a full night of rest.
Wait, do I? It's
You
only
don't
one day.
heal lethal wounds. Yeah, you heal.
No.
Yeah, you'll need to wait another day if you want to just heal your wounds naturally.
Okay, fine. Well,
So
my team
those-
doesn't seem overly concerned about healing me more, so
You seemed fine. So those two water bottles that I imbued,
Yeah.
I believe the way we discussed it, they have to like suck the mana from the Hallow. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes. So
The Hallow creates,
yeah,
So many
three mana
mana
per
per
day, I
day.
think. 3 mana per day.
I think it was 1 per dot.
Yeah, I think that's right.
3.
Yeah.
So those.
So
Can we say that those two got sucked? 2 of them got sucked into those 2 bottles.
Yeah, exactly. If you look at them with your prime sight, they're glowing with a faint blue.
All right, cool. I'm gonna harvest the other one while nobody else is there yet.
Oh, you probably had to spend some mana to imbue those bottles too. So let's start with that. Take 2 mana off, and then you can regain 1 from the hallow.
1 from the hallow or 3 from the hallow?
So spend 2 mana to create the 2 bottles.
Okay.
And then overnight, 2 of the bottles filled up with mana, and the hallow generated a 3rd mana that hasn't gone anywhere yet. So you can take that mana for yourself.
So it cost me 1 mana to create them.
Yes, but now they work forever.
Gotcha. Okay. 10-4.
All right. Mickey's Dairy Bar, you've got the camper, you've got Shale's truck. What do you want to do? You've picked up a bunch of roats.
I think we should look for Schmied's nonsense.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because we need something. I mean, even if we can find Augustus, we're not going to be able to fight him. He was slightly annoyed by us. It's not going to cut it.
All right. So you need some clue as to where to find his sanctum. I'm not just going to drive around town casting Find the Hidden Horde, I presume.
Can we ask some of the guys for like a picture of him? Maybe I could send out some searches for him. Maybe see where he's been hanging out.
Yeah, good idea. Who do you want to ask? Let's see. Well, they said he was a member of the Adamantine Arrow, and they did point you to where this strip mall is with all the martial arts stores. I think they call them dojos or something, but they're stores.
Yeah.
Well, can we, before we leave, too, can we just ask somebody if there's any way that, I mean, are those detectable at all? Sanctums? I mean, is there any way we can...
With prime magic, there's probably you could probably track a hallow or a sanctum rather. Yeah. Well, so a sanctum is just a safe space. I keep calling this Schmied's sanctum, and it is indeed a sanctum.
Well, right.
But it's presumably also a hallow, and I think prime mages should be able to track down a hallow if they're in the right vicinity.
I mean, because that's what we did to the Greasemobile is a hallow.
It's a hallow and a sanctum and a library.
Yeah.
Right.
And it moves.
Right. So
okay.
It's awesome, but I'm just there must be some way we could try to detect what I would think. So I wanted to ask anybody around if they know any way to do that. Which one of us is a prime mage? I know somebody is.
That's me.
Yeah.
I would like to
Corvingian.
look for sanctums and hallows
Well,
that look Schmiedish.
Schmiedish, yeah, but it's not a matter of. I mean, you're not okay. You don't see any in the immediate vicinity. You know, it's.
I don't know where it is, guys.
It's not here in the dairy bar.
We found one place that it is not.
Well, who do you know? Who do you know who you could ask for pictures of Schmied? You've got Strider's card. You've got a phone number for Strider. You've got a location for the Adamantine Arrow, and you've got a bunch of other mages in town who you know, the Free Council and Philippa. So you tell me who you want to talk to.
Do we know what order Schmied was a member of?
The Adamantine Arrow.
Well, let's ask them if they have any pictures.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go to them.
Okay. I do not have a location picked out for this mall, but we'll just say it's somewhere close to you. So you drive there, and what do you do? Do you walk in and say, "Where's Schmied?" Or do you pose as people wanting to join up, or do you just act like sleepers who want lessons in giving judo throws, or what's your strategy?
Well, I don't think we burst in demanding to know where Schmied is, but we walk in and let him know that we are mages.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. That's what I would suggest.
Hey, we're wizards, and yeah, that's fine.
We have some questions about some things.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're new.
All right.
Wasn't Ruby looking, or wasn't the Honey Badger looking for these guys anyway?
Honey Badger did want to talk to the adamantine arrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to pitch in any ideas here, Drew?
Yeah. Talk about your thing, and then sort of slip in that.
Sorry, I
heard about Schmied, and maybe he looks pretty cool, and
he's got some shit. I want his shit.
That's I'm just gonna let's just do a quick.
I don't actually want to say that.
Okay. Please don't say that.
That strikes you as probably not the tack to take here.
No, it's true. I'm not coming in hot with that. Okay, so are we confident we're in the right place? First off.
Actually, I am going to make a quick roll.
Probably not where the hollow is, but they might at least know.
I got a 10 and an 8, and then my reroll was nothing. So, but this is a common sense roll. So you paying attention, Leof?
Yes.
You're looking to loot this guy's sanctum before anyone else finds out he's even dead, let alone gets the idea to do this.
Yeah, we don't want to tell them about him.
Right.
Yeah, so you either don't want
ask about him.
Well,
but not say that he's dead.
I mean,
no, we don't want to ask about him. We just want to like introduce ourselves and be like, "Hey, we are new mages. What's up?"
I mean, they are aware that Schmied is dead. You imagine, because they were. Oh. It sounds like the adamantine arrow was more than willing to go up to Sudbury and fight, and they are all coming back as a group now that the fight is over. And one of their own did not come back with them, so they're probably aware. It strikes you that perhaps talking to these guys with the end goal of finding Schmied's sanctum in mind is not the right approach to take. They will be suspicious. They've never met you before.
Y'all got a Facebook page?
There's an interesting thought. So you want to go talk to these guys and see if they've got a
sure.
and anybody there who looks like a mage maybe has a Facebook group that they're advertising their
sure.
martial arts with. Okay. All right.
I just want to walk in, unfold my glaive, and say, "Anybody here want to teach me how to use this better?"
There's two turns.
All right. Yeah. Know what? They there's a guy who has a nimbus, and he says, "Oh, well, hello there. Hey, yes. No, let's moop. Let's."
Sorry, I'm trying.
He invites you in and says, "Well, we don't typically train with bladed weapons, but I could certainly give you a few pointers with sticks, something a little safer."
Well, I mean, that's a good place to start. I find myself occasionally fighting things that require the sharp end of this particular stick.
He eyeballs your sharp stick and sees it's covered with blood that you have not cleaned off, and says, "I imagine you do. Yes, I detect that you do. You may want to clean that off."
Okay, that's a solid recommendation.
Lesson number 1. So do you want to just hang out here and take some lessons, or schedule something for next week, or have a conversation, or?
I think a conversation is better for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep chatting.
Is this okay?
So about their Facebook page.
Just no. So, I don't know if you noticed, but what this thing is.
It feels about Peter Pan.
What this thing is dirty with is not your usual bodily substance.
It's not your everyday run-of-the-mill blood.
It's Augustus blood.
We encountered some things that I'm told you guys might be able to lend a hand with.
He stiffens up a little bit and looks around and makes sure there's nobody else wandering in or out. There's not a class going on right now or anything along those lines. It's pretty early in the morning. And he takes on a sort of a conspiratorial tone and says, I understand. What's your affiliation?
I am unaffiliated currently. A couple of these douchebags jumped in with some other people, but I'm a free agent.
Okay, well, he collects some demographic information like your gender and your name, and he invites you to come back for a special class where they teach more than just hitting each other with sticks, and implies that you would probably get something out of it.
That sounds delightful. What time is that?
Oh, we have them every Tuesday and Thursday.
What day is today?
This is Monday.
God damn it. I'm busy that day.
Why don't you give what? So is everybody in there with you, or what, is it just you by yourself and you left them all in the RV, or?
I don't know. What do you guys do? Are you followers, or are you on your own?
I'm following you, subtly whispering about Facebook while you do whatever you do.
Ask about the Facebook.
I'm in the lobby looking around.
Okay.
Trying to see if there's like pictures on the wall or pamphlets.
Aha.
Do you guys have a Facebook page?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Leo, what do you?
To start a...
Could you please have a conversation with my social media consultant?
Leo, why don't you roll wits plus investigation, please?
Investigation?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Two successes. Yeah, there's it looks like every teacher and every member of the dojo is represented here in picture form. They've got, the judo dude of the month rotation going on, and they've got all their teachers advertised here, and there's even a link to, yes, a Facebook group.
Hey. What's it called? Adamantine Judo?
Close. I haven't thought of it, but it's close to that.
Oh, okay.
Close enough. Can I set a purposeful AI on it and look for...
Yeah.
I guess right now we don't know which picture is him.
You don't know which one's him yet.
Is there one that has like a black veil around it, or a black ribbon, or some flowers, or some like mourning nonsense near it?
Let's see. I'm going to roll a chance die. I rolled a 1.
Suddenly
bad stuff for you.
Suddenly the entire strip mall bursts into flame.
The DM has died.
No, there's no indication that anyone here has died in the last 48 hours. But you asked about purposeful AI. Yes, you can. Why don't you roll mind plus computers and?
Yeah, maybe all but one of them will be back in town.
That would be one way to go about it.
There you go.
Okay, that's pretty good. So you take a picture of the pictures and ask the purposeful AI to scan the city for all of these faces.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just add in like that hasn't been seen in the last day or so.
So you're looking for faces that have shown up around town until the last few days when they were all up in Sudbury.
Yeah, and hasn't come back today.
So what you're trying to do is establish a timeline for each of these faces in town, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They go, "Sir, yes, sir," and they rush off onto the internet, and you will hear from them at some point in the future.
Sweet.
Meanwhile, Todd, the judo bartender, is teaching Honey Badger a few tricks with a wooden stick.
Yay!
Yeah.
His
Am I
name
getting
is
punched in the
Todd.
face?
While
his
my
name is
AI
Todd.
is working,
Yes.
can I show him my cool Ulfbert sword and maybe get some training myself?
Oh, hey. I mean, I could show you how to handle a stick, but geez.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, no, they give you a few lessons too.
Sure.
Yoder, anything you want to do while we're here?
Yeah,
Or? All right.
gotta take it along.
Okay. Any other avenues of attack you want to try while we wait for Norland's purposeful AI to do something constructive?
No, I'm training. Hopefully that results in me getting some points someplace, maybe.
We'll see. Okay. Yeah. Well, you train for a couple hours while these guys are sitting around being bored up in the front room looking at pictures.
Couple hours. Shit. I'm just gonna go hijack the grease mobile and hang out with Philippa for a couple hours.
Oh, all right. Yoder, do you want to sit around here or go hang out with Philippa?
I'd rather go do that.
Okay.
Are you sure Merovingian doesn't want some alone time? With...
It's cool. You can come. I don't mind if people watch.
All right. So, is there anything in particular you wanna talk about with Philippa?
Her boobs.
Don't
Yes,
do
but
that.
I don't know what yet. Come back to me.
Okay. All right. So you're swinging a wooden stick around, and your phone starts buzzing like crazy, Norland,
Yeah.
aka Ender, and your purposeful AI have returned,
All right.
and they're letting you know that they've deposited an Excel spreadsheet on your laptop.
All right. I'll take a break from hitting people with my wooden stick and take a look at that.
Oh, you haven't graduated to hitting people yet. You're just waving it around in the air.
That's fair.
All right, so what you see is a table that's broken down by day, and there's in the leftmost column there's each of the images that was parsed from the photo you took in the front room, and so basically there's just a timeline for each and every one of those pictures. They were present in Madison somewhere. They were found somewhere in Madison, and it looks like a huge number of these people must be mages because they disappeared for the last 3 or 4 days, while there was like a skeleton crew of sleepers and sleepwalkers here in town manning keeping the operation afloat. So you see only like 3 or 4 guys sticking around for the last 3 or 4 days, and everyone else vanishes and is off the face of Earth as far as Madison is concerned. And since last night, many of them have appeared in the city. There's only let's see. There are 3 left who have not yet made an appearance in Madison in front of a camera that your purposeful AI could detect.
All right. Are there any of the 3 that look like pirates?
Pirates? No, none of them look like pirates.
Damn it.
But you can note the 3 names and Google them.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. One of them has a YouTube channel where he streams Fortnite gameplay. Another one doesn't really show up on the internet. And the third appears to be employed at the Old Brick Botanical Garden here in Madison. You see him on the faculty page or the staff page.
Let me think about that for a minute.
Okay. Were we coming back to the Merovingian to see what he wanted to talk to Philippa about?
Yes. He wanted to talk to Philippa about number one, the skin book.
The skin book. So she's studied it. She spent more or less all night sitting here in Daydream, staring at this book. And she's correlated a lot of the dates with some other well-known texts widely available to mage scholars and here in her little bookstore. And she's found a lot of interesting clues behind, some merchant ships that disappeared in the Atlantic Ocean, and even the fall of an empire here and there. And she thinks maybe she's even found some of the probable locations of other branches of the death cult, if they're still active. By correlating huge numbers of people disappearing in different parts of the world with, blocks of names and dates written in the book, she thinks, that these 36 people were abducted in Africa, and these 400 people were killed in the vicinity of, a village in Spain. And so
is that implying that the names in the book don't all refer to people that were sacrificed at that location?
Yes. The book, she definitely agrees with that. The last, several tens of thousands of names are all in, more or less English and French. And they appear to refer to people who were abducted in and around Canada and Sudbury over the course of a couple hundred years. But prior to that, it seems like the death cult and the book moved around the globe and had several different locations. So not all 300,000 names in the book came from, Greater Sudbury.
They presumably got flushed out of somewhere of other places, or chose to move from those places, and most recently had located themselves near Sudbury.
That's right. Yes.
For whatever reasons they may have had for that.
Yep, you are correct. But she thinks that she's already uncovered a lot of suspicious correlations with other major events of loss of life, and she's finding all kinds of interesting historical clues and contexts. And she's only really managed to make it through the last few hundred pages of the book. There's still Mesopotamian and Babylonian names to go, along with dialects she doesn't even recognize at the very beginning. She'd like to keep it for a while, is what she's saying.
Okay, all right. I also want to try to learn a couple of rotes from her.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, spit on it first.
She's amenable. She's got, let me see what her... Yeah, she's got prime and forces, and also a healthy dollop of mind, which is how she reads so many books. Yep, but she can teach you prime and forces, no problem.
All right.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay.
We're ready to go back to me.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I assume I have pictures of these three guys.
Yes.
Like I have access to their Facebook profiles or whatever.
Well, you started with,
I want to kind of find those three guys in the pictures And I just want to like go up to the guy at the front desk and be like, have you guys seen Schmied? And just like kind of look at him and gauge like, does he look at a picture? Can I like see what he's thinking about when I mention that name?
Okay. Do you want to cast some kind of mind magic to do this?
I was gonna like telepathy him, but that doesn't really make sense because I can just say that to him.
Right, but telepathy might let you read his surface thoughts while you ask that question.
But is he gonna be able to detect that as another mage? I don't want him pissed off at me. I just want to get some information.
Okay. So what you're looking for here is, like
Sorry. A buddy of mine just logged on and he's playing Age of Empires 2.
oh my.
I had
Well,
to bite
it's been
my
nice knowing you.
I had to bite my knuckle.
Goodbye, Drew.
No,
Okay, so what you need to do here then is make a social roll, and you can do that. You can do that yourself, but you will probably also want Honey Badger's help. He's good with
What?
this
No.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
what now? What am I
So
doing?
Honey Badger, I'm gonna mention Shmi's name to him, and we're gonna watch like maybe what picture he looks at if we mention that.
Okay.
So maybe you want to do that.
Well, I'm looking here. I think composure and either empathy or socialize makes the most sense.
I have unskilled in socialize and empathy.
Oh dear.
I'm
I do have 3 composure.
I have 1 in socialize and nothing in empathy.
What about composure?
Oh, 5. Yeah, 5 in composure.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you should do it.
Okay, so your plan is to walk up, show him the 3 pictures on your laptop or something, and then say, "Hey."
Well, it was just.
Hi, I'm
hoping-
Penn. This is my friend Teller. He can't speak. Here, this thing he wanted me to, he empathically told me to say is Schmied. I don't know.
Well, no. What he wants you to do is observe while he
Oh,
asks
I'll
about
observe.
Schmied. Yeah.
Okay, so he's not going full Teller.
No. So
Yeah,
what?
you're
So
Teller,
describe the plan to
That's
me
fine.
again, Norman.
Well, I wasn't going to show him pictures because that kind of indicates I have something in mind and might make him just.
Okay.
That might not work.
Well,
So I was just going to say, I was looking for Shmi, and I was wondering if you have any idea where he is.
Okay. Okay. Well, so you walk to the front counter and you ask him, "Hey, fellow, have you heard of him? Where can I find him?" Is that more or less the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Drew, you're gonna roll composure plus socialize and try to gauge his reaction.
Okay. Got it.
Willpower.
3 successes.
Oh, nice.
Who needs willpower, bitch?
Who needs willpower indeed? Okay, so
You.
well, it's like magic. You say the word, you say the name Schmied, and he recoils as if struck. He looks. He looks toward the back of the dojo. There's a locker room back there. He glances that direction and he looks very hurt. And he says, "How do you know Schmied?"
I heard he did some good work up in Silbury.
No, that's just where he died. Just talk about something else. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Well, he
He has
did.
a reputation for
How
being
do you feel
amazing and
about
old.
American Idol?
He did do great work in Sudbury. Yes, it's a shame, but unfortunately he died.
I was inspired by his story.
Oh my God.
As are we all. He was with us for probably 30 years.
Say he was your lover.
So he's old. Are any of the pictures old?
Oh my God.
Yeah, one of them is an old guy, and the other two are very young guys.
All right.
Did I not notice this? Did I not notice who he looked at?
He wasn't looking at pictures. He was.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not
Looking at the
that
locker
point.
room.
Yeah.
But yeah, you picked up on a good clue there. He's old, and only one of the three pictures is an old guy.
All right. I want to just say, okay, thanks. Just wander out of the building.
That's the sort of thing you would say if I asked you to make a social role and you failed. You volunteered to fumble a role there.
Yeah.
He looks very confused and says, okay, well, will I see you guys tomorrow night at the lesson?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Okay, well, bye. And he ends on sort of a down note. He looks really sad now.
Yeah, because his lover was killed, and we just
His lover? Where are you getting this from?
I think it was the Merovingian. He was mind melding me.
Oh, all right.
I was trying to tell Ender to say that Schmied was.
All right. So the old guy in the one of the three pictures is the one who works at the botanical gardens.
Okay.
Oh, let's go.
Well, let me. at least
No,
fire
I'm gonna
up a
find the
search.
hidden hoard. It's gonna be fine. Let's go.
Let me fire up a search while we're on our way,
Jesus.
and maybe we'll get results before we get there. I'm not saying we shouldn't leave right now.
You might need an Uber, or you need to get the Greasemobile back to where you are because
Yeah.
it's not there now.
You keep
It's a
stealing
daydream.
Your Greasemobile.
He
You might
drove
wanna
off.
work on that.
So you start walking to Olbrich Botanical Gardens.
No, get fucking Uber. I don't have a phone yet, do I? Did somebody buy me a
No.
flip
Now
phone?
you've got a phone.
No
You've
one
got
bought
like
you a phone.
you've got like a phone with a highly limited local data plan. Yeah, it's
So
should add it to your
can't
character
have
sheet.
Uber. I don't have a
You can
credit
call
card, so I
anywhere
can't
in a
use it.
3-block radius.
Somebody get Uber going.
I'll Uber us up.
I'm twitching with the urge to get some loot.
So okay, so you
Quivering.
so your computer savvy friend fires up his phone and calls an Uber. And do you want to text Yoder and the Merovingian and let them know what you're up to?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you say we're on our way to Olbrich Botanical Gardens. Is that the gist of it, or?
Yeah, meet us there.
Oh shit! The corpse flower is about to bloom. Let's go.
Ooh. What time of year does that happen?
I don't know.
Every,
It's
7
random.
years
It's
or
like
something.
every
Once every
14 years or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's definitely
it's
worth.
very, very rare.
Okay. Well, then you head over to Olbrich Botanical Gardens, and you meet all four of you there. And so this guy.
What about my AI?
Wanted to do.
It's also there.
It meets you at Olbrich
I
Botanical
just want
Gardens.
to look like for the places that guy's been seen.
Oh, okay.
Like, that sort of thing.
Well, that I mean,
Which strip club does he go to? Is it the nice one or the not nice one?
Well, he works on a botanical garden.
well, he drives a Prius.
Yeah.
And it's got a backup camera, and he's been seen on the backup camera while he's loading groceries into the Prius. at Trader Joe's in the vicinity of Old Brick Botanical Gardens.
Guys, I think it's how I was at Trader Joe's.
Well, you get the sense, looking at the geolocation of some of the images that your worm found, that he lives and works in that area of town.
Can I do like a triangulation, like locate all the things and like find the center of?
He spends most of his time. He spends most of his time either at the strip mall, or at home, which is his address is more or less plainly visible, or at Old Brick Botanical Gardens. So, looking at the site and looking at the staff, you see that he was the groundskeeper. So do you want to go there, or do you want to go to his apartment?
Yeah, let's look at his like groundskeeping shed.
Okay.
That might be an interesting place to keep your Hallow.
What's his name? Willie?
His name was not Willie. His name was Billy. You arrive at the Botanical Gardens. Everyone's there. There's a $2 admission fee, though. They won't let you in unless you pay $2.
Okay, I pay for
Yoder,
Honey
get on
Badger.
there.
Fine.
And the main, this is like late November now. Like the main attraction at this time of the year is the indoor enclosures where it's warm and humid, and there are tropical plants and colorful birds floating around. Outdoors, it's a mild winter afternoon, and so there's just not a lot of people there today. But do you want to walk around inside or outside or both? Do you want to cast some spells?
I want to cast Find the Hidden Horde.
Steve, do you want to cast some prime stuff and see
Sure.
if maybe there's a thing?
I'll look around for
here?
Hallows.
Listen,
Yeah.
this is a rope, so I'm gonna cast it.
All right, cast
Okay,
Find the
sure.
Hidden Horde. Here we go.
It's happening.
Wow, a 10.
Well, there's a cash register.
God damn it.
I mean, in the immediate vicinity, there are no hidden hordes inside the botanical the building here anyway. But there are 16 acres of brown dead plants to look at if you want to check outside.
I think we should check outside.
All right. So you're walking through a path in the gardens on a mild winter day. It's sort of cold and drizzly, and you do pass a lot of brownish vegetation. There's just not a lot
Wait a
growing in the...
Does a cash register really count as a hidden horde? I mean, it's an obvious horde.
Well, the cash drawer is out of sight.
That's true.
I call bullshit.
He's got you there.
So at one point, wandering around outside, you cross a bridge over a creek, and oddly enough, you see a transplanted Chinese pagoda in the middle of a park in Wisconsin. It's covered in gold leaf, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. Liuv, would you roll encyclopedic knowledge?
Oh, I would love to. Let me just
That's a pagoda.
character sheet. Remind myself that is intelligence plus wits.
Yes, you're very good. I was about to say. Oh, so many dice. Okay. It's actually from Thailand. It's not Chinese at all. But why don't you cast your prime spell again? Why don't you cast Gnosis and Prime and see if you can detect Hallow activity. Cast it a few times, because you've been casting it throughout your journey here.
All right.
0 successes.
I'm glad I'm doing it a few times.
Yeah. So you don't find any inside the building. You don't find any in the immediate vicinity of the building. You find one immediately beneath the Thai pagoda.
Hey guys, there's a Hallow underneath that weird building.
Let's crack it open.
Actually, I would know that. I'm a nerd. It's Taiwanese. Thailandian.
Yeah, there's a nexus of the same sort of energy that you've attached to your RV, and that you see other places that you associate with mages and mana and magic things. And it looks like it's located underground.
All right, so let's go over there. And so I take it when we're in the pagoda, we're not actually in the Hallow. We're above it. Is that correct?
Right. It's really more of a pavilion. It's like an open air pavilion. And no, when you're inside it, you're standing above all this energy that you feel underground.
All right.
I want to do a quick.
I'm casting Find the Hidden Horde.
Okay.
Okay.
2 successes. The floor of the pavilion is made up. It's concrete. It's nothing. It's just a concrete pad that they've got. That they imported this thing from overseas, and they set it down out here in the garden. But there's some faux wood paneling to make it look like a real old-fashioned. In the corner, there's a metal plate that looks like it probably leads to a utility cabinet of some sort for the electrics out here or something along those lines. But you get a strong sense that there is perhaps a hidden horde underneath that metal plate.
Can I use my mage sight to see if there's any mines in the general vicinity?
You can use your new app to do that.
Oh, my new app, Minder.
Minder. M-I-N-D-R. Minder.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you just roll Gnosis plus Mind plus 1 for the app.
All right. 9.
Okay. Wow, 1 success. There's just the 4 of you. There's okay. The app tells you about smaller mines, though. There are there are some earthworms in the ground and a few birds in the trees. But
why haven't we pulled up the metal plate yet?
Because you're the only one who knows about it.
Hey guys, there's a
metal
metal
plate.
Can
Hey Yoder, why don't you shoot at it?
Can I use beast control to try to get the earthworms to attack?
Jesus
Honey Badger?
Christ! It's full of fucking
Do it!
Just climb into his shoes.
Honey Badger goes berserk and lifts the plate out of the floor of the pavilion. And what is concealed beneath is not a utility access panel at all, but is a stairwell leading downward. And it strikes you perhaps as odd that no one would lift that plate and see the stairs going down, but there's a spell on this, presumably, which the Merovingian could probably tell if he cast a prime spell of some sort to detect it.
I would like to do that.
Your mage sight appears to be cutting straight through whatever illusion is here, though, so...
Just for the sleepers.
Keep
Hey
all
guys,
those...
there's stairs.
Hey, guys! But we should leave it there this week.
Are there any, like, spells protecting it, or traps, or anything like that? Is there a way I can detect that kind of thing?
Why don't you give me a generic Gnosis plus Prime -2?
Oh, shit.
Ouch.
Oh, okay. You get a vague sense of a lot of space magic. You're not sure if it's... You're not sure what sort of space magic. You haven't encountered a ton of space magic, but you've encountered enough to recognize the colors and the scents, and there is a great deal of space magic here, underneath here.
Guys, watch out, there's space magic here.
Yeah, you might go to
just
space.
be, like, TARDIS
We might end up
anyway.
in space. Or it might be bigger than it looks.
Yeah.
It might be bigger on the inside.
That's right.
There's-
It might be. This
space
is like a
magic
TARDIS pavilion.
Space magic has wards and shit, so that's a thing we should worry about.
Wards. Yes.
Bar the passage of other space spells.
Do I have a feeling that it's safe?
You don't sense
Do I not know?
It's hard to say with a general magic sensing spell like this, but you don't see like a spell waiting to spring and kill you the moment you step on these stairs. No.
I'm going down.
Ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump. All right.
Was that him dying?
No,
Was that his head rolling?
His body
that was
tumbling down
him
the
stepping
stairs.
down the stairs like Frankenstein, apparently.
Not very graceful.
And you find a room down there. It's just a small storage area full of shovels and rakes and weed killer. An underground bunker strikes you as an oddly elaborate place to store gardening implements, but the tools do seem more or less at home here. And this is where
Honey
all
Badger, come down here.
this is where all the space magic is going on in this room.
Okay, I'm coming down.
Ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump. That was the sound of you rolling down the stairs and breaking your neck.
Oh, I'm dead now.
I'm kidding.
You even get a roll?
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Well, I already found this hidden hoard.
I would like to. Can I dispel the space magic?
Well,
If it's actually like a TARDIS thing, we don't want it collapsing on us.
do we have
I feel
any?
like it's hiding the true nature, is what I'm thinking.
So, without knowing what spell it is, you want to try and dispel it.
Sounds
It's
legit.
it's gonna be.
I would like to
space
try
shit.
and determine what spell it is.
There's ward.
Okay, give me another. Now that you're right here, staring at your surroundings, give me another
Fuck.
Gnosis plus Prime roll without the -2. And
Level
do we
5
have?
space can cast labyrinth. They can create a labyrinth.
It could be a labyrinth. You don't know.
God damn it! I hate all this.
There are 3 space spells here. One of them you would characterize as a sort of a bubble banning other space magic from entering. And the other is sort of a localized presence. You don't know what it is exactly, but it's not a bubble. It's not surrounding you. It's just sort of hanging out in the corner of the room.
What? Corner magic?
Do we have a space mage here by chance?
Yeah,
Like-
where's David? Boy,
Like
when we need him?
like
Are
maybe
any of you
Ender?
spacey?
Yeah.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I'm a 2 space.
Yeah, you always forget you have space magic, but that comes along
Yeah,
for the
I do.
ride.
Use your space eyes.
Yeah, let's space it up.
Let me look at let's look at the spell reference and see what you can cast with space 2. Ah,
Not a ton. Which is why I
Whoa.
haven't really used it.
You can create a spatial doorway, which is currently highlighted on my
Yeah,
mage
you
spell
can.
reference. So I think someone's looking at it. It's vulgar, but I think you should do it.
Sure.
Use
oh,
mana.
oh, you want to cast follow through, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you spend a point of mana, then you will negate my paradox pool for this vulgar roll,
Oh,
Or
sure.
if you
I'll
have a
spend some
magical
mana.
tool. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
or if you have a magical tool.
Does my laptop count, or is that not a space?
I don't think you've. Well,
Cool.
you did you give it the whole treatment, the
Oh, yeah, I
dedication?
did.
Oh, okay, then yes, you
Yeah.
can use it.
I played NetHack, man.
Oh, that's right, NetHack, yeah, for sure.
All right, so that's just space plus prime or gnosis.
So you write a Python script. Yeah, it's space plus gnosis. I thought you'd chuckle at Python, but no, you were just like, yeah.
Obviously. What else would you use? JavaScript? Come on.
A Node.js, please. 2 successes, and you're casting follow through.
Yep.
Okay. I will roll my 0 dice for paradox.
All right.
So you wave your arms around in the air. It's not a huge room, but it's, it's big enough that you can do a little ballet in the middle of it. And you feel some resistance catch against your fingers in that corner of the room. It feels sort of like an invisible zipper pull hanging in midair. And you grasp it.
Did you say invisible stripper pole?
Invisible zipper pull.
Oh.
Pay attention, Drew.
Zipper pole, stripper pole.
Stripper pole.
Smoothie Cold is pointing out that I just said the bubble is preventing space magic. No, I said the bubble is preventing space magic from entering. He's inside the bubble. He can cast a space spell.
Ba-bam!
Ba-bam. So
leave him alone so we can climb the stripper pole.
What do you do with this invisible stripper pole?
Climb it.
A cool trick.
What do you do if it's instead a zipper pull?
I pull it down.
Oh, of course you do, you pervert.
Or up if it's at the bottom.
Fucking pervert.
Does it say YKK on it?
All right, so you grasp it and pull it in what feels like the right direction, and you literally rip a hole open in space.
Oh boy.
And there is... You do not get sucked into it, but there is a portal before you now. And looking through it, you see an extra-dimensional space. It's a fictional chamber, probably constructed by Schmied himself.
He created a pocket realm.
It might be a pocket realm. Yeah, everyone can see it. It's just
I jump through.
It's just basically it's a door. You jump through, okay. Well, there's a door at the back of the room on the other side from the portal. How are you? Yes. There's a door at the back of the room leading to what looks like a short hallway. The floor has a checkerboard design with alternating squares of sand and plants. And the walls, now that you're inside Albacore, you can see that the walls are filled with thousands of small holes. And inside some of them...
Like that dude's neck.
No, nothing like his neck, but, I mean, that was gross. This is more machine-like. Inside some of them, you can see the glint of metal. In the center of the room is a podium, topped with a glass dome. And inside the dome, you see a complex arrangement of gears and clockwork. Around the edges of the dome, there's a series of markings like hours on a clock. And at the front of the dome, there is a brass lever cocked over to the left at a 30-degree angle or so. So that's what the room looks like. Do we want to end there or continue for a minute?
Yeah, I think we should end there.
Okay. So Albacore was brave and hopped through the space portal, and that's what he sees.
Is he on fire?
He does not appear to have caught on fire yet.
Can they see me from where they are? Or did I just poof, I'm gone?
So you turn around and look, and you can see them, and they can see you, and it's like a door.
I wave. Hi,
Why
guys.
not start Stu through first, you dumb shit?
Yeah, Stu's here. Stu. But Albacore was brave.
He was very excited.
All right, night, Twitch.
All right.
Right.
Good night, YouTube.